Hi, DMD. So today we're going to be starting to talk about Cambodian art. So this topic I'm going to spend a few weeks on because it's a topic that I think most of you will find the most interesting. So Cambodian art dates back to 802 to 1431. It's the period we're going to start talking about first. That is the Khmer Empire. Especially back in the area around Angkor and mainly the 12th century temple complex of Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat, as you guys should know, initially was Hindu in religion and then later became Buddhist. And that's why we see a lot of the decorations on Angkor Wat look very Hindu religion instead of a traditional Buddhist. So after the collapse of the empire, these and other sites like Angkor Wat, they were abandoned for many, many years. And so trees grew over top of them and covered them. And for the most part, a lot of the architecture, the actual building, and the art on the building was able to survive to present day. So during this talk about traditional Cambodian art, we're going to be talking about textiles. Textiles are things like clothing, like fabric, so like the traditional chroma. We'll talk about non-textile weaving, so that's like baskets. We'll talk about silversmithing, which is making metal, so like the bowls and swords and things like that. We'll talk about stone carving, lacquerware, ceramics, Watt murals, and some kite making also. So this week we're going to be talking about stone carvings. So Cambodia's best known stone carvings, of course, are on the temples of Angkor. So during this whole lesson about Cambodian art, guys, I know my pronunciation is going to be terrible. I apologize ahead. I put a lot of Khmer on the slide so you're able to read it as well. So in modern times, stone carving became very rare. So that means today there are not a lot of stone carvers because a lot of the older sculptures still survive to this day. A few weeks ago, there was another whole sculpture that was found buried underground from many, 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 many years ago, and it was pretty undamaged. So there was not a need for a lot of people to replace the work because it survived. Now we use a lot of traditional cement molds, and so it's not a lot of art anymore. It's just copying things. But now there's a new need for skilled stone carvers because they're finding more temples. And since people have been going to Angkor Wat a lot more, there's a need to start repairing and preserving what was left of those temples. And so now they're asking for a lot of young people to grow up and actually start becoming skilled in stone carving. So on the screen here, you'll see some stone bas reliefs. So the top one, this is from the Bayon Temple, and it's depicting the Khmer army at war with the Cham, and that was in 1200 CE. So in the bottom here, you'll see from the Bayon period also is a corner relief. The corner means this was at the corner of the temple. So this is actually on display in an art museum in Texas in America. So a few months ago, we went to the Kabak Art Gallery. So I want to talk about that today. What is Kabak? So it's a traditional decorative element of Cambodian architecture. So this means this kind of style here on the screen you guys have seen in so many places. So this is traditional art, but Kabak can be many different art forms. It doesn't have to just be design. It can be classical dance, samrachana. It can be different motifs or ornaments. It decorates silver crafts, furniture, clothing, murals, ceramics, so many things. Generally, all Kabak shapes, they refer to natural elements, and we're going to give some examples here. I'm going to stop the video now. I think that I'm going to get cut off, and I'll be back with part 2 in just a moment.